Hello, everyone. Today I have an amazing story for you. It's not just for your listening practice, but also to inspire you. The story is called The Bridge Builder. It will show you that hard work and determination can change lives. In a quiet village surrounded by rolling fields and restless rivers, there lived a man named Adam Grant. He wasn't famous or rich or powerful, but he carried something far more precious: faith. Faith in goodness, faith in change, faith in the power of doing one small thing. For most of his life, Adam worked as a carpenter. His hands were scarred and calloused from years of shaping wood, from building doors that opened to new homes and tables where families gathered to share laughter and bread. He was known as the man who always smiled, even when life didn't give him much to smile about. His wife, Mary, had passed away years ago, and his only son had left the village in search of something bigger, something beyond their quiet little world. Still, Adam woke up every day before dawn, lit a small fire in his workshop, and got to work. To most people, he was just a carpenter, but to him, every nail, every plank, every polish was a prayer. One autumn, the village was struck by the heaviest rain it had seen in decades. The river that wound through the valley swelled and broke its banks. Bridges collapsed, paths vanished beneath muddy water. The townsfolk were trapped on either side, unable to reach one another. Supplies stopped coming in. Children couldn't go to school. Families were cut off from the people they loved. While most waited for the storm to pass, Adam walked out into the rain, his coat soaked through, and stared at what used to be the old wooden bridge. Nothing was left but shattered beams and swirling water. That night, he couldn't sleep. The rain hammered his roof, and memories of his wife's laughter filled his heart. He remembered what she used to say. "Sam, when the world breaks, fix what's in front of you. Don't wait for someone else to do it." So the next morning, before the clouds had cleared, Adam gathered his tools and a few leftover planks from his workshop. He walked to the riverbank and began to build. At first, the villagers laughed. "Adam, you're old," they said. "The current's too strong. You'll never finish that alone." He only smiled. "I'm not building for me," he replied softly. "I'm building for whoever needs to cross." Day after day he worked, through wind and chill, through hunger and exhaustion. He cut wood by hand. He carried beams across the muddy shore, and every evening when his back ached and his hands bled, he whispered a small prayer for strength. Some days the children would come to watch him. They brought him bread, apples, and curiosity. They asked, "Why keep going, Mr. Grant?" The storm washed everything away. He smiled and said, "The storm doesn't decide when we stop. We do." Weeks passed. The bridge began to take shape, but Adam grew weaker. Age was catching up to him. His breath came shorter, his vision blurred. One night, he sat alone by the river, watching the unfinished bridge sway in the moonlight. He felt fear for the first time in many years, the fear that he might not live to see it finished. He bowed his head and whispered, "Lord, I've done all I can. If it's your will, let someone else carry the hammer when I cannot." And then he slept. The next morning he woke to a sound, hammers. He looked outside and saw the villagers, men, women, even the children, working together on the bridge he started. They had brought their tools, their wood, their hearts. One man called out, "You started this, Adam. The least we can do is finish it." Tears filled his eyes as he limped to the riverbank. He joined them, guiding, teaching, blessing each nail driven in. And when the final plank was laid, the sun broke through the clouds, a soft golden light shimmering across the water. The bridge stood tall, simple, strong, and beautiful. A few months later, Adam passed away quietly in his sleep. The whole village came to the bridge that day. They laid flowers on its railings and carved a small message into the wood. He built what he could and taught us to build the rest. Years turned into decades. The village grew. The bridge was repaired many times, but they never changed its name. It was called Grant's Crossing in honor of the man who refused to give up when everything fell apart. And travelers who passed through often stopped to rest there without knowing the story of the old carpenter who built it. But some nights when the wind blows softly across the valley, you can hear a faint sound like the rhythm of a hammer, steady and kind. As if someone is still building, still believing, still reminding the world. You don't have to change everything, just build one bridge, and build it with love. Dreams don't always require grand beginnings. Change doesn't always come with applause. Sometimes the greatest heroes are the quiet ones, those who mend what is broken, light a small lamp in the dark, or build a bridge no one else will. Because when you choose to keep building, the world always finds a way to follow. Now, look at the text and read it out loud. That way, your speaking will improve. There will be no sound, only you will read.